Tesla has released a new Model Y for Europe only at the moment. Yes, Europe's got a new Model Y, but only in certain countries. So those are Belgium, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Greece, Spain, Germany, and Norway. Doesn't appear to be available in France, the Netherlands, or the UK yet. Now, what we'll do is I'll go to Estonia's Tesla website because they've got it in English. I've also got the Germany one, which I did a translation of. So here is the Estonian Tesla website, where you've got it in English because that's where it's done in English. I do have Germany, and we'll take a look at that in a minute because there are different pricing. But as you can see here, this one is the standard rear wheel drive, €36,990, which has got the WLTP range of 555, the 6.9 seconds 0 to 100 kph, top speed 207. Now that's fairly standard. That Model Y is available everywhere. But then we go and look at this one. Rear wheel drive long range. Now it's only gone up here €3,000, $5,500 Australian. That's not bad. So it's still single motor, but it's long range. It's got a WLTP range of 600 kilometers. That's about 30% more. And it's 5.9 seconds 0 to 100. Still the same top speed. So we'll have to have a look and see what they're doing there in a minute. Now, if we go to the long range, which goes up another €3,000 in Estonia, the range goes down to 533 WLTP. But it does do the 0 to 100 kph sprint in 5 seconds. So we went here from 6.9, 5.9, 5. And then, of course, you go up to the performance. The range drops to 514, but you get the 3.7 second sprint to 100. And its top speed also goes up. So what are they doing here with this 600 kilometer range, long range, rear wheel drive, so single motor? Well, that's a very good question. Now, it seems to be based on the rear wheel drive single motor version, but I just wonder what type of batteries they're putting in. Now, we know that the standard range rear wheel drive has got lithium ferrophosphate in it. But what have they put in this one? That's an interesting question. Now, I have just read somewhere that they've got in there, if I can find it again here, 2170 batteries. But there's no mention of whether it's NMC or LFP or what. But the price is very, very nice. Let's just take a quick look at Germany and the prices there. So here we have got the rear wheel drive standard range, which is just a smidge under €45,000, with all the stats there being the same. And then you move on to the rear wheel drive long range, just under 49,000. So that's only gone up €4,000 in Germany. Now, if you then jump up to the long range all wheel drive, you're adding €6,000 and getting 67 kilometres less on the WLTP cycle. It's just a smidge over 11%, I think, isn't it? Why do you want to get 11% less range and spend another $6,000? All right, so you get 0.9 second faster acceleration 0 to 100 or 62 miles per hour. It's a question, isn't it? And then if you want the performance, then you've got to go up another 5,000. But the difference between the long range rear wheel drive and the performance is 14,000 euros. That's a hell of a lot of money. So just looking at this, which one would you like to buy? Would you buy a rear wheel drive standard range? Would you buy the rear wheel drive long range or the all wheel drive long range or the all wheel drive performance? Now, I know some people who live in the icy parts of the world prefer all wheel drive from a safety perspective, but here in Australia, we don't know what snow or ice is. We've just had the longest dry spell where I live, 33 days without a drop of rain, and then yesterday afternoon we got a smidge, not a lot, where I live. So for the next week it's going to be in the mid 30s centigrade again, so that's 90 Fahrenheit or something like that. Which one would you prefer to buy? Let me know in the comments below whether you'd get a rear wheel drive short range or rear wheel drive long range. And what do you think our chances of getting this in Australia? Now, if they start to introduce this in China, then that's where they make right-hand drive for Australia, Thailand and the like. I'm intrigued. I think that this will be the biggest seller. That's my opinion. I think people will forego the standard range and buy the long range single motor version. At the moment, that's, as I said, in Germany it's 4,000 euros. In Australia, in Estonia, it was only 3,000 euros. So 3 to 4,000 euros is, give or take a bit, 6,000 Australian. I think that's a pretty damn good value for money option. So what do you think? Hey, just let me know. Well, there you go, a new Model Y version. Now, it's not a refreshed Model Y or Juniper or whatever they want to call it. It's just a new variation. So instead of having 3, we've got 4. I am very interested. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Australia, if ever. And there appears to be no reason as to why they've done this in Europe. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're looking below, can you do me a big favour? Pretty please, that like and subscribe button below, give them a click. It really does make a huge difference to the algorithm. So go on, I'll just sit here for a second while you go and click that like, yep, and now move over to the subscribe button. Great, thanks very much. And I'll see you all very soon.